people do not understand what happened with Kanye. And I want to talk about this from a Jewish perspective. Kanye, in 2018, for some reason, Candace Owens, of all people, was like my fan. And she called me up. She said, I'm meeting with Kanye, which is my dream. I want you to be there. It's like, what? All right, I show up. Kanye is the most kind, creative, mentally ill, wonderful, generous person you could imagine.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay? Kanye is like, can you come over tomorrow? Can you come out to Calabasas? We're like hanging out, me and Kanye, as if this makes any effing sense. By the way, he's got an NDA that is the most ghetto lawyer thing I've ever seen. It's like, if you say anything about this meeting, we'll take your child, we'll take your left testicle, you will have nothing. I'm like, I am not signing this. Well, you're not meeting Kanye. It's like, fine, it's only Calabasas. I'll take an Uber home. F you. Like, they call up Kanye. Like, don't make him sign. Just come through. So I come through.
That's so funny.
And I'm like hanging out with Kanye, like geek and the rap god. And like, he's got this videographer who's like filming everything. And I'm like, I cannot deal with this person. Send him away. So he sends him away. And Kanye and I have this heart to heart. And let me tell you something. This is uncomfortable to say. I cannot imagine a kinder, more creative, more gentle, more loving, more inclusive person. He invites me on the spot to a listening party for his new tracks. And I say, I have to get home to Pia and the kids. He's like, well, you don't understand. It's Kanye's album. I'm dropping it. And it's like, I don't care. It's my wife and my kids. I got to get home. So he's like, okay, come to Wyoming. So he's inviting me to Wyoming with him. I'm like, dude, I'm a math person. Cut it out. He's like, well, you have to come to Wyoming. All right. We start talking about the concept of slavery in Jewish and black tradition. Now, part of the reason that Jews and blacks have very high tension is because we have very similar experiences. We both have a really deep relationship to slavery. In our case, it's Passover. In their case, it's the history we all know. And I say to Kanye, there are three levels of slavery in Jewish thought. There's chattel slavery, where we're actually enslaved. Then there's cultural slavery, where we're a diaspora community in other people's lands. And then there's self-slavery, where we can't get past ourselves. And Kanye, we're grooving all this stuff, having this heart to heart. We're walking around Calabasas, and people are yelling out of car windows, like, Kanye, we love you. And like every time they do it, I remember that there's a Crip alert. The Crips have issued an alert from Long Beach that if Kanye strays out of Calabasas, he's to be taken out.
What?
So, like, yeah.
When was this?
I don't know. Look up Crip alert and Kanye,
Jesus
2018.
Christ.
Okay. So Kanye's like, okay, there are three levels. We're vibing, blah, blah, blah. And I get this call from Kanye the next day because I'm not. Yes, he Crip alert for Kanye words. Like, I'm just thinking I'm going to be killed in a drive-by shooting because I can't get home to my wife because I'm hanging out with Kanye. Nothing makes sense in the world.
Wow.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Now, I get this call from Kanye. He's like, oh, Eric, I can't tell you how amazing this all is. I was just at TMZ, and I was explaining the theory about slavery and how this whole thing works, and Jews and Passover, and I was explaining how much I love Hitler. I'm like, what did you say? I was explaining how much I love Hitler. It's like, huh? I missed a meeting, a memo, something? And I realized, okay, Kanye is focused on this spiritual Sunday thing. And I realized what this is Jesus. Jesus loves everybody. No matter how horrible you are, Jesus loves you. Okay? And Kanye is thinking, what would Jesus do? And I'm realizing, like, I'm thinking at top speed. Like, he's talking about Hitler at TMZ, whatever. I said, Kanye, I want you to listen to me. He's like, yeah. I said, I want you to run to TMZ. They don't want to destroy you, I guarantee it, because you're a long-term property that matters. And there's no reason that they would want to destroy you. And I want you to beg them not to release what you said. Don't question me. Just do it. So he runs to TMZ, and they don't release this thing. And I guarantee you that they have the videotape.